In this video, we're going to talk you through a few upgrades you can make that will improve your ride.
Yeah, it's not only about going quicker, it's about being more comfortable on your bike, but essentially being more comfortable is going to make you faster in the long run.
Yeah, that's some voodoo stuff right there, Manon. But anyway, some of these upgrades, they're simple to make. That is the main thing. You can do it to the bike you have there, and it will improve things for you when you head out on the road, which we're about to do now. Come on, Manon. We need to find our way off this hill first. Now, this is an upgrade that is often talked about on the GCN Tech channel. Upgrading your tyres is perhaps the easiest way to improve your ride, starting with tyre width. Now, most of the pros would opt for 25 or 28mm width. Personally, I always try and go for 30mm if I can, as I'm using today, and most modern day bikes will accommodate for anything between 30 and even 32 mils. And I think width is important because they still roll so fast, faster than you'd expect, but at the same time provide a lot more comfort and grip in the corners.
Right, the next thing you want to think about is what are you putting inside your tyres? Are you running tubeless? Are you running latex tubes or TPU that will essentially make your rolling resistance better, equaling you to go faster? Now, those are all pretty cheap upgrades, replacing your inner tubes, but the cheapest thing at all, which isn't going to cost you a penny, is making sure you have the right tyre pressure in your tyres. Now, when it comes to pumping of your tyres, people can often think that putting more pressure is going to make you faster, but that's not always the case. But actually on the Silica website, that is a very useful tool that you can put all the metrics of your tyres and information in, and it'll basically give you the correct tyre pressure or the optimum tyre pressure for your tyres, which is fantastic, really. So now you've got your tyres all sorted and they're inflated, it's time to think about another traditional area to upgrade, and that is your wheels. Now, there's lots of different reasons why you might want to upgrade your wheels. You might want to go tubeless, you might want to ride thicker tyres on there, you might want a lighter set, but when it comes to upgrading your wheels, you first want to narrow it down to the reason you want to upgrade them, because there are so many different ones to choose from. Do you want a lighter set? Do you just want to go faster on the road? Do you want them to be more comfortable? But once you've narrowed it down, it makes the whole process a lot easier. If you do decide to upgrade your wheels, you then automatically have a spare set of wheels, which is great if you want to use them for riding in the winter so your nice new ones don't get destroyed. And maybe if you turn up to your bike one day and you've got a puncture, instead of sitting there wasting loads of time, you can just pop a spare wheel in. So it's a win-win. Now, we've been lucky enough to have been provided kit here at GCN, but also when we were pro cyclists, and undoubtedly kit is super important, and in my mind one of the best upgrades you can make. It's going to be a lot more comfortable for you on the bike, and it's actually going to make you faster. But having properly fitting kit is also super important, and it's worth kind of playing around with different size kits as well, because the kit is meant to fit you when you're crouched down on your bike like this. It might feel a little bit different when you're standing up, it might be baggy around your shoulders, but as soon as you get on the bike, on your handlebars, it's going to fit perfectly. But also, I mean, finding a good pair of cycling shorts that is comfortable for you, they don't chafe, it's going to make your life so much easier on the bike. So, my mind, cycling kit is definitely a good upgrade. Plus, I mean, when you look good on the bike in your nice swanky kit, you're going to go faster for sure.
There are those out there who love the latest tech. Smartwatches, power meters, using every single app to track their performance. And then there's those who like to head out on the bike, switch off and use that ride as some sort of kind of mental rest. And I agree with both sides of the argument. I can be one or the other at times, but upgrading your tech can be a really good way of improving your performance on the bike and making your ride that bit easier. Personally, I think a power meter is the #1 upgrade that you can make to understand your riding a little bit better, get some data that you can then use to make the most of those rides out on the road and improve your performance. But if you're not performance minded, then maybe a subscription to something like Komoot, which allows you So look and explore different routes out on the roads near you or beyond to further improve your explorations on two wheels. There are some parts on your bike that have a bit of a shelf life and will wear out eventually. I'm talking chain, cassette, bar tape, cables. You're going to need to replace them at some stage, and a tip I'd give is to try and stay on top of this. Leaving things too long is a bit of a false economy. So for example, if you don't change your chain soon enough, it's got a bit too long, that'll start to wear down the cassette, possibly the front chain rings. You're going to need to change them as well. Whereas if you change your chain earlier, you're literally just swapping the chain out. Also, brake pads, leave those too long, potentially they're going to damage your rim and your rotors, leading to much more expensive repairs. Another tip is to try and buy early, shop around, get your parts in time so you're not waiting or being held up by any shortages. Last up, I think about how you can tweak or upgrade those parts that you do replace on your bike. So may that be a wider cassette to help you get up the hills with ease, or maybe thinking about the brake pads you're gonna put on your bike, maybe suited to more dry conditions, or if you're always riding in the wet in the winter, a different sort of braking pad compound will help with that. Also, thicker bar tape will add some comfort to your ride, which definitely, in my opinion, leads to some speed gains. You don't have to rush to make these changes, but when you do that regular maintenance, it can be a good idea to then think about those parts that you do swap onto your bike. Okay, this next one is a little off the beaten track, but hear me out. Investing in a coach is a big upgrade that you can make to your fitness and your riding performance, whether that be, starting to take on structured training for the first time, or maybe just polishing off your skills, or perhaps you're building towards a big event and you really need to understand how to take things forward. A coach can help you look at the areas you maybe haven't been working on in the past and where your strengths lie, and then build everything up with some training sessions that perhaps you hadn't thought of before, or just organise your rides around your life and know when to put in those recovery days. It is so valuable having someone look at that, take it on board and help you take things to the next level. So investing in a coach, definitely a good upgrade you can make to your cycling.
So those are some of the best upgrades we think you can do to improve your bike ride. But did we miss any? What do you think? Let us know down in that comment section below.
Yeah, and while you're there, please don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you found it useful. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.
See you in the next
Thanks
one.
for watching.